Welcome to Reseller Recap, where we talk all things reselling across multiple platforms. Join us for real-life discussions on how we crush the elusive work-life balance. Grab a coffee and join us now.
I don't care if you're selling on the Amazon platform or the Walmart platform. I mean, most people own up to like being suspended because they need the help. And the community is, if you're good to the community will support your ass.
That's
like
1,000. Yes.
This community, it feels like it's a really big ocean. It's really a small pond. And let me tell you something. And I've had this conversation with a couple of people. And majority of the people that I know that are sellers, they didn't come from money, right? Yeah. So they don't have like all the proper financial background or business background. I didn't come from a business background. I learned on the fly, drinking from a fire hose, being beaten down. But what happens is, they'll come and they'll be like, I just never want to go back there. And I have to explain, I'm like, you'll never go back there. You have so many new skills and people like you, respect you. They see your hard work. If you need support, people will come out of the woodwork, people that you may not know personally, but friends of friends, and they will help you like rebuild. My WhatsApp group, like you could see people sometimes come in and they're like, how do I reach out to this person? I need this person, or who can do, and they're sharing, right? And that whole cute little, collaboration happens at the top, competition happens at the bottom post on Instagram has been following me around forever, but it's true. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Don't be that guy. Don't pretend like, you know what I mean? Like I often go like nobody knows me. I know it's not true. People do know me, right? People know, like people that know me know a little bit better of what I can and cannot do. To the others, I just, a raging asshole. Is asshole fine? It's not an F-bomb.
I'm
calling myself that, not others. So
I said, well, just marketing. You're good. You do you.
So it's not, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of shit in this space. There's a lot of scamming. Whenever there's money around, like this is the thing I learned from like my very first experience. If you have cash laying around, somebody will try to steal it. This business, luckily Amazon pays us directly. Walmart pays us directly. It's right in your bank account. So nobody can take it. But, people walk out with inventory out of warehouses. People send you these ridiculous scam deals. Oh, buy this inventory. It's great. And then they never get the product and it's over. There's so many ways to get scammed in this space that it just drives me mad that there's so much unpleasant and unsavory stuff that keeps happening under the guise of like, I'm your BFF.
I'm helping you. Yeah.
Let me help you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know if it's too good, if it's too good to be true, it is like it. Oh, that's true of any business thing. And I don't know why people think so many people want to help without getting their, you know what I mean? Like, there's always something in it. Like, what are they getting? Is it because they're selling you a course? Is it because, I don't know. I just felt like this was the first time, like, we were like, we're just having a podcast because why is nobody talking? Like, we don't want this. I want people to start being honest. I hate the scammers. I hate the liars. Quit going in
because
a store.
You get a lot of hate for it.
Sell, like stop showing people that they can go to Ross. They cannot do that. Like, stop doing that.
No, you need to stop that. No Ross, no Ollie's, no Marshalls, none of that shit. But here's the thing. People are scared to say this because you get more flies with honey, right? Yeah. And they rely on these people. Like, I don't do people's content. I don't do my own content. I'm here because you guys are actually my friends. I've been stalking Emily for how many years now, I found her. That's just the type of personality I am. If somebody comes at me, wants to be my friend, I will, allow them until they lose trust and then they go away. But if you don't, great. But oftentimes I'll go seeking out good people because it's such a small pool. And I'm like, I saw her and I was like, mine. And you could ask my best friend from 6th grade. That's exactly how I picked her too. That was her wedding. That was her speech at my wedding.
Is it just nice Midwest blondes who you're like, oh, this is a nice friend? Unsuspecting.
No, she's a tiny little petite, cute Jewish girl from Brooklyn. And we were in the same class in
I
sixth
know,
grade.
but what did you see about me? And you were like, she's
Oh,
my.
you were honest and you were doing the thing. You were doing the thing. I can see who's doing the thing and who's talking about it. Because like I often, you know this, will say how much I hate logging into Seller Central. Like I will curse the world and then I will do it begrudgingly. But like I know where I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know exactly how to get the thing done. Like you can't take away that. But when you don't do the thing, you don't realize how apparent it is. Like I'm openly and honestly telling everybody here, like I have no idea what's going on with Walmart. Like I don't, like I had that account honestly since like the beginning of time. Like there were 4 sellers and then Walmart opened up the platform and I was very optimistic. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be a Walmart seller. I can retire.
That's it.
And and you were witnesses to this. I said, like, now I'm taking Walmart a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
And you saw yesterday, I knew where I was going. I knew what I was doing. I was learning the dumb things. And I'm going to hold Jen to teaching me how to deal with all the returns. Because right now I still haven't figured out. But like off the bat, when I got my hands dirty, I was like, oh, the buy box. Emily, tell me that thing again about the buy box. Because like I'm seeing 5,000 units. But you tell me there's places that there's like 0 and I should be able to sell there because it's like not shipping regionally, blah, blah, blah. You can tell that. You could smell that from a mile away when you have experience with any of these businesses, right?
Yeah.
And
1000%.
so Emily was just like there. She was like doing all the things and she was showing it for real. She wasn't sugarcoating it. She was like, look at my ass going to Walmart and having to scan this entire aisle. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because everybody made it look so appealing.
And it's really kind of not.
Look, okay, I'm still jealous. I never got to go do the treasure hunt thing. You're going to take me to.
We're going to do it for the retreat.
Yes, at the retreat.
We're going to go sourcing.
And we're going to film this because this is going to be the best content we ever put out. It's going to be total moron because honestly, like Perry was supposed to take me when I was in Texas last time. Perry is one of the big RAOA sellers. He was a speaker at AMZ United last year. But he was supposed to take me, but he introduced me to Buc-ee's. So like everybody in the community has played a role in my life because I've been here so long. So like I saw Emily doing all the things and posting the things and she's doing it with 4 kids. Let's acknowledge our children here.
Okay.
Emily, what made me join your community, not that this is like about Emily, but just this segment we're going to make it about you.
Let's make it about Emily.
Is when I found her YouTube channel, I deep dive research on like everything reselling. So when I found her YouTube channel, I started from the very beginning and like worked my way up when you were just on eBay. But the one thing that I was like, oh, I'm joining her group is in one video, you said something about Walmart and you came back in like the next video or the second video. And you were like, you know what, guys, I was wrong. It's actually this. And how many people do you know will just be like, you know what? I was wrong. I gave you bad information. This is really what it is. Yeah. Nobody. And from that, every time you were like, oh, join my community, I would be like, okay, community, whatever. But after you said that, I was like, where's the link? I need to find it right now. Because that's real. Like these people they don't put out good content and they will try to like Jen said, they're telling you to go buy stuff at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ollie's. That will get your account shut down so quick before you even get started.
But they don't care because they made their $200 because you bought their course to see how they scan.
Girl, calm down. 200.
2,000.
Like, there's
there's different points of entry.
The 197, the 397. Look, I have nothing against good course content creators. Nothing. As long as you update your content, right? Yeah. Update your damn content. Amazon changes, and ever since last year, the only thing it's been doing is changing, right? Yeah. Make your content, make it honest. Make it honest. Be like, you're not going to make money the first month. You're not.
Yeah.
Tools cost money. The upfront investment. Listen, I know we all have our phone, but you can't run a business off a phone as much as you want. So you need a laptop. Not everybody has a laptop. You know what I mean?
That's
It's
real.
a real thing. Not everybody has a laptop. And I am the most delusional person. And for a very long time, I was delusional until somebody told me something. I'm not going to repeat it. But basically, I was thinking that everybody was like in the space was like over here. But the reality is like the other option is like somewhere over here. So the struggle is real. Get on the struggle bus and admit it. You know what I mean? We are people whose bank accounts can be like $1 million today, $5 tomorrow. And then take on a zero, take away a zero, right? And you add bad debt into it. You know, people don't often include financial and funding information in their content. You know, I dragged Oz. Oz has a little presentation. Oz is a great human in community who like doesn't have a course for funding, but he'll tell you all about it. You know, you need to seek out this information, and you need to like really, like Morgan said, do a deep dive. If you go surface area, guess what? The algorithm is going to give you whoever paid for the most ads.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of good content out there. I'm not trying to say that everybody's trying to like scam you, but the scammers make the most money, spend the most on ads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
So one more question for you. Is this the right time on Amazon to jump into wholesale?
Oh, I'm going to get, you really are angling for me to straight get shot, but people have heard me say this since 21. Why was wholesale on Amazon so magnificent in the beginning? And even Jeff said why. They needed OPM, other people's money, right? Amazon was growing, their stock was in the toilet, but they had the infrastructure, they had the audience, they had all of these glorious things. But what they didn't have the variety of product needed. They started as a bookstore. I mean, who remembers Z Shop? Barry, another one of my friends, Treebeard Barry, who's been around longer than me, probably like one of the few people that has an Amazon article written about him. You know, he started with books. He's not doing books anymore. But Amazon started as a bookstore, right? And then they started expanding the inventory. When I came in to the platform, I was invited from eBay, right? It was like one of those situations where like somebody was actively seeking out people to join the marketplace. Like Walmart was doing just last year, actively seeking out brands to join. They actively sought like you guys out in one way or another. You know, everybody has an affiliate link, sign up to be a Walmart seller. So the Walmart playbook is just, you know, the Amazon 20 years ago. And so at that time, they were like after businesses, right? It wasn't very common to have an individual account unless you were selling your old textbooks, right? Or video games or DVDs. So like I had a professional account. It was like platinum something member. It was like the most ridiculous thing. They gave you keywords and things like that. It was absurd. It was like the wild, wild west. But their goal was to get more things to give to their people, right? And by 2007, there was a whole ecosystem. You know, we were all like taking note of Prime and loving our 2-day shipping. And there was Alexa and there was Echo and there was all these things. And they just wanted to bring people in and hold on to them and do whatever they want. Like give people whatever they want. The most buyer-centric platform, right? So wholesale blossomed because who has access to this stuff? You know, people in pharmacies, people in bodegas, all of these already businesses, you know what I mean? Like nobody was at that time really forming an LLC and getting an EIN number at the rate that we are now because they already had them. They had the store on Main Street. They had the corner store. They had a hardware store, and like Amazon was actively bringing them in. And they're like, now we're going to give you FBA. Now you don't even have to ship yourself. Honestly, like I had to build out at that time. That's how old I am. It was MFN. Now it's FBM. The terminology changes, but the idea is the same. When I started on the platform, I was shipping, right? There was no FBA. So that's the whole thing with wholesale. You have access to the thing and you sell the thing. And why was it easier to target already existing businesses and not like distributors like they are now and not the brands, right? They didn't have all the pieces. They didn't have teams. They didn't have buyers. They didn't have capital. And so In 21, COVID expedited all the things. The tech has been progressively getting better. And I talk about this a lot. Relationships, distributors, wholesalers, who you are, your place. I'm sick of hearing myself. But anyway, back to that, it's distributors work with the manufacturers. They make manufacturers' life easier, right? Manufacturers are good at making the thing. Distributors are good at selling the thing, providing transportation, getting it on store shelves, getting it into the client hands. Wholesalers are in between of that, right? They work closer to the retailers. So they have access to all the things, many distributors, not just one. And they were able to provide the supply that was needed. And so as the tech got better, and I'm going to throw my favorite Keiki under the bus, my first podcast with Scott, and somehow Keiki became the big topic. But everybody who knows me knows how much I love Keiki and their team and their new CEO, all the things. But Keiki was working on a DOS system. There's limitations of what you could do on a DOS system. As the tech evolved, the distributors no longer need the wholesaler as much as they did before, because they could work with Amazon directly now.
Right.
And when you are seeing the product ships and sold by Amazon, well, guess who sent it into 1P? A distributor, right? Sometimes it's not just the brand working with Amazon. Sometimes it's the distributor. And so the space for wholesalers keeps getting squeezed. But wholesalers, my husband lovingly calls me an arbitrager in Russian, which sounds a lot more insulting in Russian. But basically, wholesalers are flippers. You buy here and you sell more here.
Yeah.
It's like, it is what it is, accept it, right?
Yeah.
So that space is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it goes back to my point. Diverters, people who import product from internationally, people who buy liquidation or excess inventory and then try to disperse it, diverted goods. Those goods still have margin, and Amazon doesn't want those goods anymore. Amazon wants supply chain. So jumping into Amazon without really understanding what you're going to source your product for wholesalers, it's death, right? Because you are no longer a needed entity, right? When you are a needed entity, it's totally different than, well, I want to be a seller. Great. So wholesale evolves, right? And we are extremely resourceful. I've been a wholesaler the entire time, like, right? In bulk, send it in, make less and less margin. I'm telling you, my margin at some point was 45%. I remember there was a day in my life, this is how ridiculous I am. I was looking at a product with one of my buyers. I was an employee back then. This is pre-2010 when I became an independent and sane person. I was looking with my buyer on an Excel sheet because that's my entire existence. And I'm like, you know what? We probably should cut these products because they're 40% margin and our parameter was 45. Do you understand? Saying those words hurts and cuts so deep right now.
Wow.
Like, so this is how far we have come.
Yeah.
That last year when I was talking to people, we had to get really creative to push past that 20% boundary, right? 17 was a great freaking margin to operate on in wholesale last year. Great, meaning you were efficient, your processes were in place, your operation was streamlined, all of these things, right? But those that want to survive will adapt. So right now the conversation is very clean. Amazon told us we want to work with brands. And as much as I love and hate Amazon, they're a little delusional. They can't work with all the brands out there, right? So that's how wholesalers now have these brand direct relationships. What does brand direct relationships mean? That instead of paying one distributor, you are now paying like 14, 15 invoices, right? And that's the same problem that the distributors were previously solving for manufacturers. The manufacturer was getting one big ass payment on that one big ass invoice. And then it became the distributor's problem. And the service they were providing was collecting payment for all of these, 12s, 24, 36, 300, 900, whatever it is. So the wholesale industry is now more leaning in the direction of additional service have to be provided. So this is how the brand direct, the brand management, and all of these things have evolved right? But what was it that I was like, I know the platform, right? I've been here long enough, so I could navigate it for you. I often refer to myself as the swamp shaman. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm either the janitor cleaning up the mess or a swamp shaman, whatever it is. Like, I'm guiding them to this crazy platform. A lot of brands, what are they good at? Making the product, right? What's the other thing that's so appealing about wholesale is marketing is not really the thing. But I can tell you, I learned a lot about marketing by learning private label. So like when I started saying the words as like wholesale is dwindling down in 21, I was like, I need to learn marketing. And I've been trying to learn marketing. It's just personal marketing is never happening. Just like, no. Like I can't do the hook and the, clickbait thing. I'll be like, no, just don't listen. Like, just no. Like,
just start dancing around like Emily. That's how she sold me. I was like, oh, look, she likes to dance around and have a good time. That sounds like someone I want to know.
I mean, like, we all have great reasons for Emily. Like, Emily's just like,
yeah. Well, for me, like the first time you came on and spoke, I was like, oh my gosh, somebody is being honest. And like, I don't know. That's always been my thing. People either like me or you don't, and that's fine. That's on you, not on me. I'm never going to stop being who I am. And I was like, I feel like Diana's like that. And so I was like, I like her. I like her a lot.
But that is also the thing. As human beings, we want to be liked, right? But I'm not driven by whether or not I'm liked.
True.
Right? If you don't like me, that's fine. That's not going to change my life.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't care about being disliked. Well, you do. Because you're going to say half-truths and you're going to promote the popular thing. You're going to hop on the trend bandwagon. And so this goes back to the whole thing of people that continuously promote the garbage are looking for external validation. I married my husband. I saw him. I was like, I'm marrying that. I married that. I got my first kid. I got my second kid. I got my dog. I'm fine. Like, if you don't like me, and you're not paying my bills,
I got my group.
I'm good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of people in this industry with whom I wouldn't be able to survive. I'm going to be honest. A lot who have really held me up during some of the roughest times, who helped me. Like, I'll pick up the phone at 3 a.m. and have my insanity. Listen, everybody has it. There's like that moment where you're like, holy shit, everything is falling. The world is ending. And you need that 3 a.m. phone call. So I'm not going to say that like I don't need anybody, but I just don't need those people that are going to look at me and be like, she's just being a bitch. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I love this quote I heard recently, and I keep thinking about this business and creating content and scaling and whatever the future is. It's something like, it's not how high you jump, it's how straight you are when your feet hit the ground, or it's how straight your feet are when they hit the ground. And I feel like we all have this period where we come to Amazon where we're like jumping high and we think we're like generational wealth and courses. And, that's like the first couple months in Q4. That's your first Q4. But how to be here for years, how to be consistent is, being straight. Having a path, understanding your path, and not getting pulled to sides of like what's popular in the moment, of being a person of integrity, of being honest. And those like long-standing truths are just not popular anymore. Having integrity and, showing up even when you get it wrong, showing up and saying that. Yeah. And I think it's still incredibly important in this business, even more than it's ever been.
Yeah. I think along with integrity comes intent. Like we discussed, a lot of people have their own agenda, and a lot of the agenda runs to, let's line my pocket. Great. Line your pocket as long as you're not lying. I have no issue with it. But sometimes they're lying to themselves. Like, intent matters. You know what I mean? I may call somebody a moron, but I don't actually wish for them to ever fail. And like, if they are failing and they reach out, I'll throw like all the life threats at them. I'll be the first one to be like, all right, you need this person and 4 other people, and we're all going to huddle and we're going to fix this, right? But like, my intention is for everybody to succeed. I don't want to see anybody struggle. It's like not the way that I was ever brought up. And like my friends that know me, that have seen me being like super duper poor, like beer budget and champagne dreams, like they would always be like, why are you buying me like this expensive gift? Or why are you doing this for me? You need to be taking care of you. I'm like, it makes me happy to see you happy. Right. And I
love language.
Like, yeah. Like I do all the things for me. My love language is service. So I return it in the same kind. Like,
Same.
And my biggest, problem and hobby is shopping. Okay. So
we know.
We know. My shoe closet loves me. Oh my God.
We benefited from this as well.
Yeah, we have.
And I love it. If you love it, I love it. Like, honestly, like I am just like, I like to get the thing that makes my life slightly more comfortable or slightly more entertaining. I'm not consuming it just to consume it. Like, you won't see me doing the thing that somebody else, I'll have the weird ass bright neon green shirt because like that's what I like. I'm not trying to buy the thing that everybody's buying. Yeah. Oftentimes I actually try to be like, cool for you, but
that's me with my shirt. Everybody needs to train with all my like weird shirts, all my like my Golden Girls shirts and
I'm me. Like, you know what I mean? You'll wake me up at 3 a.m. You'll get to see me. You get in the 3 in the afternoon. Like, I don't professional setting, formal dinner, all of that.
Gin and tonic in hand.
Exactly. No shame. Listen, I'm not trying to rob, steal, or borrow from anybody else's happiness. I'm just trying to like fulfill all of mine.
Yeah.
So like, I just don't think people realize that how much intent and integrity matter. And surrounding yourself with people like that, it's all you need. Like your network is your net worth. That's bullshit. Because I have some really shitty people in my network and they try not to communicate with them. Like, yes, you should have a large network. You should get out there. You should put yourself like, I'm with Emily on that. It's just not everybody can handle it and not like everybody wants to. And that's totally fine, Well,
you can have your layers, like there's the people that are here and the people that are here. And then you have just your, our quad, here's our little quad of, I need to complain about this and life thing, work thing, what have you, just
these
support.
Damn children. We know we love our children, but these damn children, I'm sorry. I'm that guy. And I love how you sent the last thing in the group and you're like, I just silently whisper it. Well, you silently whisper it while I'm yelling it at the top.
I know. It was like, if gentle parenting means whispering under my breath, WTF, then I'm a gentle parent. And I was like, and Diana just will yell it and I'll whisper it.
But I love my kids. My kids are so good. I feel like all our kids are so good. Like,
I know,
but
I'm very lucky.
I have a really low bar for that too. And like my teenager makes fun of me. I'm like, don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Be kind. Do not become a serial killer. Like, such a low bar.
Yes.
Like my bars are always like, just like a smidge off the ground.
Yeah. Exactly. But I feel like that's our life as Amazon sellers. Every day I'm whispering under my breath, WTF. Or some days I'm screaming it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot of children though in this space. And so I'm either screaming it or whispering it to them too.
Yeah.
So. Your kids are so cute. Oh my God. I love that your boys do scouts so involved. It's so good.
Know. They're so cute. I know.
Somebody's children need to be like chauffeured to all the activities.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like it makes me feel like, all right, at least I'm close to proximity to people who do this.
I don't know if you guys get sick of hearing all my kid updates, but I'm so proud of them. So I update everybody. Everywhere. Actually, when my son threw a 98 in discus and I took him to the movies that night because that's our thing. We go to the movie, see movies together. And we went to Menards to get candy for the movies because I'm not buying candy at the theater. And the checkout lady, I said, my son just threw a 98 in discus. And he was like, Mom, Oh my God. He was like, he just walked away from me. He's like, you don't have to tell everybody. I was like,
Yes,
I
you
will.
do. Tell everybody.
Yeah, that's like amazing. That's like really good.
I know. I'm like, you're gonna have an Olympian. Like,
That's
watch
what I
out.
told her.
Like,
I was like, Olympics, here we come.
yeah, Diana's going for rabbi. Oh, Emily's gonna end up with Olympian. Morgan, what do you think you're getting? What's your goal?
Know.
One of them has to
I
do
don't
what?
even know. Not a serial killer. That's where I'm at.
That's
See, it's
smart.
gonna catch on. It's gonna
Not a
catch
serial
on.
killer, not pregnant. I don't know.
Don't add, don't subtract. Covers both sides. Don't add, don't subtract.
Yeah, there you
the
go.
best.
I love that.
Love it.
And Jen is gonna have a sports superstar also. Maybe
Or
like
or CEO, like that lady told me in the grocery store when he was like 2 and screaming at her to say hello to him, like when it was COVID. Like he was in the shopping cart and he just talked so early and he's like, hello. He like just would talk to random people and he could have a whole conversation with them. And she just is trying to like ignore him. And then I was like, hi, can you please just say hello so my kid shuts up?
Stop.
And she comes over and she's like, I'm sorry, I just tuned it out because I had one just like him. But he runs a Fortune 500 company now. So he'll probably be something pretty important someday. Like, he just has like zero chill, always going. So yes, he's
you know what? I will say that my kids will probably be like business owners. They all want to help with my business, and they all want a piece of the pie. In garage sales, receipt scanning, and all the boring stuff like receipt scanning. I was like, really? Taking pictures on eBay. So they'll probably be like their own business owner.
Morgan, how is Tiny Scanner working out for you? I need a report.
I haven't sourced.
You've been just like cleaning the death piles.
Yeah, aren't you proud of me?
We're on a real sourcing freeze around here.
Yeah, like we're like I haven't spent money. The last thing I told you was when we were on that call and I bought I don't remember what it was. It was like it was dog collars or whatever, and the receipt automatically saves.
Went to your thing, yes. And so I couldn't yell at you. I know.
Yeah,
no,
that's the last thing that I bought.
That's one of the hard things, actually. Like the unsexy, unfun things when you have to deal with the death pile, when you have to clean up listings, when shit breaks and you're just like, wait, I got into this for fun. Well, there's a lot of not fun shit to do around here.
Yes.
What do you guys do with returns, Diana, then on Amazon, like on the wholesale side? Because are you getting like hundreds of thousands?
Shameless plug. I love Alan Weiss from AVX Brands. Not only is AVX Brands a diamond sponsor for Sellers United, we changed the name. AMZ United is now Sellers United so that we could have Walmart and Shein and Temu and all of these other marketplaces and Best Buy, everybody. Alan is great because I had my own return process. Don't get me wrong. It's not hard. It's just the volume of it and the time to keep up with it, right? You have to get the box. You have to take a picture of the return label. You have to open the box. You have to take a picture of the LPN. You have to take a picture of the receipt. You have to take a picture of the item. Guess what? Most of us are not having extra people running around our warehouses because labor costs money. Yeah. So like, that's always a job for like when we have time. And there was a moment where I realized we will never have the time.
Yeah.
So it's not like I can't do it. I absolutely can. I can do anything I want, short of becoming like a ballerina or an astronaut. I'll figure it out, right? And I'll build a process around it and I'll hand it off to somebody because I don't actually want to do it. But the reality is hiring a person full-time to take care of your returns, unless you have a massive, massive amount of returns, that time is better used on just about everything else.
Okay.
So I've outsourced it to Alan, and that is what I do with my returns. And guess what? I'm going to figure out Walmart returns, and Walmart returns are also going to go to Alan. And that's it. So there are people with whom I work. I don't ever like recommend anything that I don't personally love. Like I'm the worst affiliate. People will be like, can I give you an affiliate link? I'm like, your product sucks. I don't use it. Why would I tell others to use it? And this is why people look at me like I'm an asshole. And I'm like, well, how do you want, like, they're like, we'll give you a trial. I'm like, do you realize I have to give it to my team? They have to use it. They have to come back with things, like,
yeah,
you're going to give me a trial? I just told you I hate going into Seller Central. I'm like the worst type of seller. Like
Yes.
my hands are dirty, but like
This is what I think. I think these brands, if you're watching, if you want to give us a trial, instead give us a vacation. And then on the vacation, we will brainstorm. And if we figure it out, we figure it out. But we will take a vacation. No more referral links. We want a vacation.
Agreed.
Listen, I think that there is a really big missed opportunity, and I'm going to try to do this. I just don't think it's going to happen this year because I'm working with 2 big consulting clients and blood is running really warm, so I don't have much time. But there is a big missed opportunity that all of these new tools and services, they all come out of the gate and they really don't have the proper launch strategy. They don't know who their real target is. They don't really understand. They don't know who to like target to promote this stuff. They need to have like their own standalone educational things, and they need to push that on people as opposed to like those referral links or their tool. Like if you sent me an email with an educational video that says this tool does X, Y, and Z, here is a full-on demo of how to do it on a Loom, on a Zoom, here's my calendar link, I'm more likely to read that than when you are screaming from the rooftop that you are the best solution. Yeah. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but like until I get my hands dirty, I don't know.
They're all the best solution.
Yep. Right. And not everybody can be the best. Let's just be honest. Some people are good. Some people are great. Some people are the best. And some people just have no business doing business.
I will watch that Loom from vacation, but I want, instead of an affiliate link, I want vacation. Then I'll watch the video there. It's like a timeshare situation. Like,
yes. The next trade show should be a timeshare, but it should be like a real timeshare, like 3 days in Aruba. But the 4th day, we're going to pitch you everything, because guess what? Yes. That's how I bought my Aruba timeshare. Our Marriott Aruba sent me for like a 4-day, basically like $300 vacation. I was like 17, mind you. I was like real dumb and young, but I was armed with credit cards already because I was an Amazon seller. And so they wined and dined me, and my girlfriend was with me. And then on the very last day, they were like, well, you need to sit through this 2-hour presentation. And literally it was the best sales pitch the guy's ever done. He goes, so you could come back here every 2 weeks for like the rest of your life, and then your kids can inherit. I'm like, sold. Here's my credit card. Thanks. We had such a great time that I was just like, bye, mine. And I've literally been going to Aruba at least once or twice a year ever since I've been 17. If you ask my
Why haven't you taken me? What's happening?
Right.
We're going for Thanksgiving. We're going for Thanksgiving. You are welcome to join us.
I know. Girls trip. Girls Gone Wild.
We could do a girls trip, like pick a random ass date in the middle of like October, and we're gone. Like actually it'd be a great idea for us to go the first week of October, because Sellers United is like October 15th and 16th, immediately followed by Innovate Show. So you could have both wholesale and private label that week, but we can go to Aruba the first week of October and just like relax.
We need to plan our vacation.
We need to plan this
on a non-recorded podcast call. We'll plan our vacation later.
Yeah. Honestly, just pick the dates that the flights are cheap, and it's a 2-bedroom. We'll have to cuddle though. Like Emily, I got dibs on Emily.
Yeah. Hey, will you come back when it's closer to Sellers United time and talk all about it, please?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm totally expecting to be back for like at least a couple of more where like we talk about just Sellers United, and I tell you how glorious it is. I can tell you now, like our origin story really has both integrity and intent. I literally was like, hey, Scott, we're at Prosper. This is 2 years ago. This is not for wholesalers. And Scott is very famously known in the wholesale space, right? He's the smartest seller. So like he's known, he's not me hiding in the shadows. And I was like, this is not home for wholesalers. Like nobody's going to fund us here. We don't need ad services. Like what? I'm like, omni-channel? Okay, we know who we need for omni-channel. Kind of like, this is just not home for us. None of the education is for us. None of the service providers are really for us. I was like, we should have our own show. And I guess whatever I said was smart enough, because then we got on a call and he was like, talk more at me. And I was like, well, me, you, James, we're going to do this. And then we need Michael because he's going to do the organization of the event, and I'm going to take care of the vendors. James is going to do the speaking. You're going to do the marketing. We got a show off the ground. March, the idea, April, the conversation. That August, we had a show, and we had a great show. I'll be honest, like, I was expecting it to be a great show, but I really was very pleasantly surprised how well it was received by others, because my one goal was to give them the education, tell them the truth. And James does an amazing job of vetting the speakers and being, listen, this is not a timeshare presentation. You got to come on stage, give executable insight, and be like this, this, and this. And so the show is really the only thing propelling me to speak with people, but not everybody. Okay. Again, limited number of people. Scott actually popped my first podcast cherry, because like I just, he's my partner in the show. So I was like, and we'll talk about AMZ United, but somehow we ended up Casey. What?
I'm gonna just start buying you cherry gifts. Like, that's what we're gonna all send Diana now.
This podcast just we have to edit the shit out of this.
No, I think leave it, like, pull the audience.
It's gonna be a two-parter, our most watched. Are you kidding me? I could just be a little so good.
Diana is best, and we'll definitely have her back to talk.
Yeah.
Soon. She's also, I'm dragging Diana and Morgan to my seller retreat in July. Unfortunately, Jen is globe trotting all summer, so she will not be there.
I will not be sad for her, though.
Right?
I already said I was going to make, like, one of the communities, like, we want to see pictures. I'm like, I'll make a whole PowerPoint. I'll set it to music.
Yeah.
Just all the food. She's eating all the food. I love you, but I've seen the Eiffel Tower. I just want to see the food again.
Mastermind After Dark Jen Travel Edition.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So
if you are not yet in the CFM community, I'm sorry to tell you, there is so much you're missing out. You don't even know. Like, what you don't know, you don't know what you're missing out. Okay. Wednesdays are my favorite day of the week now. I survive Mondays. I hate Mondays, but Monday at 12, Emily teaches me something or yells at me about something, or somebody else, or sometimes I yell. Things happen. But then on Wednesday, oh my God, she took it away for a few weeks, and I think all of us lost our mind. And then yesterday, she's like, there's a time thing. I was like expecting to drink and stay up till midnight, and no, I gotta go to have date night. At least you had a good experience. I'll forgive date night. I love Brandon.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't give a loud enough shout out to Brandon at this episode.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a lot of shout outs here, but no, he's been on a health journey, and he started again today. And so last night was his last hurrah, he's back on after the Easter weekend. So he's like, if you want to go on a date, it has to be Wednesday night. So we can eat, because we don't eat out when he's eating healthy.
Okay.
So that's what we did last night. Anyways, Brayden's great. I'm obviously amazing. That's what my takeaway from this podcast.
Yes, you are. You are. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. You know that, right?
Okay, relax.
That's true. We wouldn't go.
I mean,
thank you for shaking your ass on social media.
Anytime.
All day long, please.
Literally anytime.
One of these days there'll be enough gin and tonic and I'll join you, but there's gonna have to be a lot of gin and tonic.
A lot.
It might be a retreat. I don't know. I'm gonna go wild in Omaha.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna
Diana
be
in Nebraska. It's gonna
Sellers Go Wild episode.
So if you haven't joined the wait list, make sure you go do it. Yes. It's an event you don't want to miss.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about that on another episode too. So,
you know that I'm going to be in Miami during the Miami event, but I'm not going to be at the event. And Emily wanted to know, so there's your update. I will be there, and I'm going to a really fun concert and to F1.
What? With who?
People.
fun.
I
My friend's
know.
going to Oakland.
Living the dream. Okay.
I
we get-
know. I'm gonna get to see Rufus. I'm gonna see fast cars. I'm gonna go hang out with my friend.
Aw,
Okay.
fun.
That's so fun.
It is.
Diana, we'll have you back. Thanks for being here. I know everybody has to go feed their kids now, and
Aren't they
Yeah.
still in school?
Morgan's
Morgan's
Not
got
my
little
little
ones that
ones.
are not in school.
That's right. Sorry for keeping you here forever, but like everybody else, I like the sound of my own voice.
you were great. You were our best guest yet. I don't know if anybody can top it.
Thanks. Great
Yeah.
compliment for being the first. I'm setting the bar low for everyone else.
You're our favorite guest so far. Congratulations.
Oh my god.
And I'm the asshole here. Look at that. I love the fact that I'm rubbing off on nice Emily. Like, and Emily has like that tiny itty bitty edge now. And she like rolls her eyes at somebody and be like, no. I'm like, I'm proud of me. That's me. Look, that's me coming out on Emily.
It is definitely. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Share this with your friends. We'll post links to connect with Diana. You need her in your life.
Yes.
She will make you better and make you probably cry, but make you more money in the end. So go follow her, connect with her, go to her Sellers United event in New Jersey. You won't regret it. Until next time, bye.
Bye.